Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for Boku no Hero Academia, aka My Hero Academia, Chapter 29. Alright, and it's finally here in Weekly Shonen Jump, and I figured might as well review it, because it's going to be big, so it's definitely a series I'm enjoying a lot, and I figured I might as well review it, because why not? But yeah, this chapter, um, I enjoyed it. I really did. I thought it was pretty good. Midoriya, he's got to face off against multiple teams, but the biggest threats are very obviously Todoroki, Ida, Momo, and Kaminari. Okay, especially Kaminari because he was pretty impressive here. He used this attack, Indiscriminate Shock, to temporarily just paralyze all the other teams that were around him. And Todoroki came in right after that to freeze them all in place so that they couldn't move. Alright, because the last time he tried to freeze people, they were able to dodge, so this time Kaminari kept them from dodging by shocking them. Alright, and once Todoroki freezes them in place, they all just go and take some headbands, and they have the easy points. Alright, and then that's when their focus turns on the Midoriya. Alright, and this is when we start to learn about Tokoyami and his quirk, specifically his quirk's weakness. Alright, the more darkness there is, the stronger his quirk becomes. However, it's more difficult to control. And when there's less darkness out, when it's mostly light, then his quirk becomes weaker. However, it's easier to control. Alright, so I actually like that. I think it's a pretty good trade-off there. It makes it interesting. Whenever he wants to become stronger, he's going to have to sacrifice control. And I've always been a fan of stuff like that, so I'm a fan of it here too. Alright. Meanwhile, we check in with Bakugo for a little bit. Alright, him and Kirishima and Mina and some other random dude from their class. They're getting owned by Monoma. Alright, he's that dude from class B. Okay, his quirk allows him to copy other people's quirks. Alright, however, he can only copy one at a time. Okay, but Bakugo lost his headband, and now he's trying to go get it back from Onoma. But this dude Bondo comes in and uses his quirk. It's like he created this like substance that held them in place, like it stuck them to the ground and hardened and stuff like that. So it looks like they might be done. I think they could get out of it if they tried. The only problem is that there's not much time left, so I don't know if they'll have enough time to both get out of that and go and get their headband back. Okay, and Bakugo at this point, he's like a combination of pissed off and just plain old mortified, because he was back when this first started, he was talking big, saying he was going to get in first place and he was going to dominate everybody and all this stuff. Now he's sitting there stuck to the ground, with no points. His headband got taken by a dude in freaking class B of all classes, So like it wasn't even someone from his own class. It wasn't even Todoroki or Midoriya. It was just some class B dude, and that's like this is like a giant hit to his ego. Alright, because he has a huge ego. Alright. So things just aren't really looking too good for him. And things aren't really looking too good for Midoriya either, because Todoroki, he ended up creating this like ice barrier, kind of, like these ice walls, in order to keep Midoriya and them from fleeing too far. And Midoriya just tried to avoid Todoroki, pretty much. Just avoid him and Momo and them inside the walls. Alright, and they did a pretty good job with it for a little bit there, but then Ida, Ida reveals the secret move that he's been hiding from everybody. It's called Over Torque, Recipro Burst. Okay, and when he uses this move, he's able to carry the entire team over to where Midoriya is and move faster than the eye can see. That's impressive, especially since I imagine how fast he would move if he didn't have to carry like 4 other people. Imagine that. And also impressive is Todoroki, because he was actually able to react quickly enough to grab Midoriya's headband. Alright, So there are impressive feats from the both of them, but specifically Ida, because that's impressive. I mean, of course, it's after he uses the move, he's pretty much done. You know, he has to recover. You know, so I mean, it's definitely a risk, but it's a powerful move. It really is. Um, it's definitely worthy of being a trump card. All right. But anyway, Midoriya, he loses his headband, and Ochako, her name is so weird. Ochako Uraraka. That's such a weird freaking name. All right, but whatever. Ochako and Midoriya, they're able to recover from this loss. Midoriya mostly because of her, and they go right back towards Todoroki to try and get the headband. And Todoroki was actually caught off guard by it. Midoriya, he's reaching for the headband. He's not giving up. Ochako isn't giving up. Nobody's giving up, and that's impressive. So, um, props all around. And that is chapter 29. I liked it. I really did. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. I like seeing the Class B guys step up, and like seeing Bakugo be put in a situation where he knows he should be doing better than he is, yet he's not. And he's kind of forced, not really forced to acknowledge the Class B guys, but forced to acknowledge that it's possible to catch him off guard and put him in a position where he can be taken out by people from Class B. And he doesn't like it, obviously, but he's still kind of being forced to deal with that fact, and I like that. Plus, Ida, Todoroki, Kaminari, Momo too. Momo, because when Kaminari used indiscriminate shock, Momo's the one who insulated them and kept them from being hurt by it as well. So her too. She blocked Tokoyami at one point. Oh, that's another thing. Tokoyami's weakness. That's good. Plus, I mean, this entire chapter was just really freaking good. So I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. And that's that, you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.